Hey, what's going on, fellas? Man, Antonelli here. Answering some more questions today for you guys that we've gotten sent in from Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all that stuff. Question I got today is, what is the typical workout, strength and conditioning program in the minor and major leagues? Couple things this depends on. One, it depends on level, right? And it also depends on the team. So different teams will work out differently. There's certain teams that will, really lift, let's just say really heavy, right? Some teams believe in lifting heavy weights, maybe fewer reps. The type of exercises that they will do will be a little bit different. I play for certain teams where it's a lot of body weight stuff. It's very little lifting. I don't even know if you'd call it maintenance, but it's almost like basically let's not get injured during the season. So I've been on teams. I've been on 5 different professional organizations, and I was with the Orioles for a little bit, who really believed in weightlifting. We did a lot of heavy stuff. We had some big, strong guys on that team, and I've played for other teams that have done almost nothing really. And so let me give you an idea of kind of the weightlifting schedules and kind of how it all works. So once the season starts, again, it will differ a little bit between organizations, but let's just talk about the Padres, since that was the team I spent the most time with. We would be in the season in the minor leagues. You're typically going to work out a minimum of 2 days a week, sometimes 3. How it works out depends. So let's just say you're at home. Sometimes there's team lifts where the entire team is going to be working out, let's just say 2 days a week, depending on if your team has a weight room. Some stadiums will have a weight room. At the lower levels, sometimes they don't. So like when I was in the lower levels of the Padres, we'd go to like a Gold's Gym, right? So everyone would have a membership. Whatever the gym is that's closest to the stadium, we'd go over 2 days a week, usually in the morning. As a team, we'd have our strength and conditioning coach there, and we'd work out with them. When you go on the road, usually what happens is there'll be certain days that you'll have to get down, get the bus. There'll be either vans or a bus, and you're going to go over to same thing, whatever the closest gym is. So maybe it's a Gold Gym or whatever, again, Planet Fitness. Go in, get your workout in with the team. So that's typically how it works at the lower levels. Now, as you move up in levels, sometimes you'll actually have a gym or an area. Gym is probably not the right word, but a smaller workout area where you can get workouts in after games, or you can come in before games. And as you move up, the player has a little bit more responsibility put on them, where they might not have to go into a team lift, but you might be able to do something on your own as long as you're getting it in. So for instance, when I was in AAA with the Padres, we had a little workout area at our stadium. And so 2 to 3 days a week, I would just have to go over and get a workout in. I could do it before if I wanted to get there early. I could do it afterwards. And you would just you'd have a little thing that you'd fill out, the exercise that you're doing, the reps and the sets and all that stuff, just so that we could, and the weights, to have an idea of what we're doing, if we're progressing, and basically just to make sure that we're getting in there and we're getting the workout done. So you have a little bit more freedom as you move up. On the road, same exact thing. Usually you're going to get down early in the morning, get the bus, head over, work out with the team. When you get in the major leagues, then it's really on you. So the cool thing about the major leagues, again, looking back at the Padres, you've got a really, really nice workout area at Petco Park. So you're going to be able to go in. Again, you can get in there early, you can go in there late. But you're able to do a wide variety of things. When you're in the lower levels of the minor leagues, sometimes you really can't. There's not a whole lot of equipment, and so you're limited by what the equipment is. When you're in the major leagues, you're not really limited at all. You're going to have a whole bunch of stuff. You're going to have your supplements. So you're going to be able to get some protein in. You're going to have energy drinks. You're going to have all this stuff that you don't always have at the lower levels of the minor leagues. But the schedule is pretty much going to stay relatively the same, I would say. You're going to probably work out anywhere from 2 to 3 days a week typically. And on the road in the major leagues, most stadiums are going to have the same thing. You're going to be able to get your workout in at the stadium. You can do it before the game or after the game. So you're not going to there's no jumping on a team bus early in the morning to go over to Gold's Gym when you're in the major leagues. Those places are right there at the stadium, which is nice. Spring training, usually going to have a similar workout schedule, usually 2 to 3 days a week. At spring training, and you have really nice complexes with weight rooms. And so typically you're going to do it, after the game. Guys that aren't playing that day or pitchers will go in usually while the other guys are out playing, or they're coming right before the game. But you're going to get your workout in usually as a team. But you're going to be able to get, a ton of stuff done because you're going to have the equipment there to do it. Real quick on teams again, for example, when I played with the Yankees for a little bit, I was in AAA with them. We did very, very light stuff. So we did a lot of body weight stuff. We did, it was very minimal. And I noticed that I actually lost a lot of weight that season and a lot of strength because I'd always been someone that lifted a little bit heavier. I put on a lot of weight in the off season. I usually play around 215 or so. At the end of that year, I was probably down in the 190s. The strongest I ever felt during my career was probably my year with Baltimore. I didn't spend a ton of time there because I got sent over, and I think it was at the end of May, I got sent over to the Yankees. But Baltimore was different because we lifted heavy. We lifted, we do a low number of reps. So I do like 3 or 4 reps usually, but I would do high weight. I felt like I kept my weight on much better. I felt like I kept my strength up better. I felt like I wasn't as sore. The workouts actually went quicker, and I felt like I maintained everything I was really looking to maintain. Granted, it was only a short season, so I don't have the whole year to look at. But I felt like when I was going through those in-season workouts that I was maintaining my strength probably better than I ever had in any of the previous years. So I kind of adapted that towards the later part of my career as far as workout schedules go. I know a lot of guys, it's tough whether you're in college or high school. College maybe not so much because the teams will put you on schedules, but in high school especially, guys always struggle with how much do I work out in season? Should I work out at all? Do I try to do the same thing I do in the winter or the off season? What do I do? In my experience, you can't keep up with exactly what you're doing in the off season. The volume is just way too high. You're playing every day, and so it's just too difficult. But absolutely, you need to continue to work out. What I see happen a lot of guys work out all winter or all off season. They get big and strong and fast and athletic, and then all of a sudden the season starts and they just stop. They just go away from weightlifting altogether. And, they gradually lose weight, they lose strength, and by the end of the season, they're done, right? And they think they don't have time, or they think like, oh, I can't lift in the season, I'll be sore. Well, depending on how many games you have, right? And again, in a major league or minor league schedule, we have 7 days a week, basically. And I always felt that 2 to 3 times a week was a really good number. And I would suggest, at least for me, and you guys can try it, fooling around with the reps and the sets and all that stuff. I always felt like lowering the number of reps I was doing, but increasing the weight, keeping the weight high, was the best for me to maintain my strength. I was barely sore at all when I would do low reps, high weight. But I felt strong and I felt like I kept my weight. So, if I was giving advice, that would be my advice: is lower the volume of workouts. You don't have to do a ton, but if you can still push heavy weights, just lower the reps down. You won't be as sore, but you won't just be wasting all that off season by just not doing anything. And then by the time the summer's over, it's like, why did you even work out in the winter? You're back to square one, starting all over again. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Hopefully that helps out. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share with all your friends, give us a thumbs up. Really appreciate that. Check out our Instagram page, Antonelli Baseball, and our Twitter feed, Antonelli9. Check out the description box below where I put a bunch of links to books that I've been reading and also training tools that we use with our guys. I think you guys will find that helpful. Check out our website, AntonelliBaseball.com. You can find out how to more information on our teams and also how to work with our staff. Other than that, that's all I got, guys. Good luck to you. Thank you again, and we'll talk to you later.